What's up, Toy Fam, and welcome back to the Totally Cool channel. It's Superhero Saturday, and Superhero Saturdays are just getting really exciting. We are wrapping up our ZDToys Iron Man series for now, with capping off with the Mark VII of the Iron Man MCU armor. We're not ending the series, we're just putting it on pause so to make way for other characters to be featured on Superhero Saturday. So this is a nice culmination, because this is the last armor featured in phase 1 of the MCU with the Avengers movie. For those of you who do not recall, if you want to go back and rewatch the Avengers, pretty cool. This armor was the first one that was deployed on its own. It had its own self-deployment mechanism or whatever, or process or whatever, or hardware. Let's take you back to that movie. Tony Stark was wearing the Mark VI, okay? The first one with the trapezoidal arc reactor, which was first seen in Iron Man 2. Final fight with Whiplash. Yeah, back-to-back action with with War Machine, okay? So he fought Thor in Avengers in the Mark VI, okay? Where he was overloaded with the Thor's lightning blast. And then after they recovered from the attack of Hawkeye on the helicarrier, okay? And Tony Stark was pushing one of the engines to jumpstart it, or one of the propellers to jumpstart it. He went back to Stark Tower. He put on a couple of bracelets, okay? And he offered Loki a drink. That's the scene. I'll put it somewhere here, okay? And then when Loki threw him out of the window, he told Jarvis to deploy the Mark VII. And we have that scene where the pod just blasts out of a storage area and follows him while he was falling from the Avengers Tower, from Stark Tower, and it locks into his bracelets, you know, kind of like a QR code something, and just wraps itself around him. That's the Mark VII. And that's the same armor that he used to attack, to be the first to attack the Chitauri when they were coming through the wormhole. Okay? That's the history of this one. That's why I'm so excited, because this was probably first armor made to really fight. As in really fight. He had a lot of missiles, he had a lot of lasers, he had a lot of power. So let's get into it. Let's look at the box. Let's where is that? Okay. So we're back to the circular arc reactor, okay? From the trapezoidal or the triangular arc, the inverted triangle arc reactor. We're back to the circular one, and again, Mark VII, full armor here, and there's that silhouette or shadow front, and instead of saying Iron Man, it says Avengers, because it was first seen on the Avengers. On the right side, you see Avengers, the Mark VII flying. On the left side, it says Mark VII, and trying to blast something. On the back, you see Avengers, Mark VII in various different poses. Okay. So let's, so that's the box. Again, ZDToys specific, it's still heavy. Take him out of the box. A small cut here, and the plastic just comes off. Nicely comes off. You know. Okay. So, now that it's out, a double door fridge design. Okay. That's a Mark VII. I'm seeing this for the first time. I'm seeing this first time as you are. So just like with the others, you see what's inside of the armor. Okay? What's underneath that outer armor. Let's slide this off. Okay. There we go. As per usual, double clamshell, weapons and accessory pack on the back. One says Mark VII Avengers. That's the stand. That's the display stand. Three different hands aside from the fists attached to the figure. One of them has a hole that allows you to put the blast effects in to make it look like he's firing his repulsors. Okay, and the other two that goes into the hole in the boot to make it look like he's flying. Set that aside. Let's get into the actual figure. Okay. So, double clamshell, one is on top to sandwich the figure in, and then there's a layer of plastic to prevent the toy from scratching the outer clamshell. Yikes! Wow! Just, oh, can't wait to come out. Wow, this is really battle ready. This is battle ready. I have to tell you, I am impressed. I am impressed. Wow. Oh, this is just like a tank. Okay. Oh, let's look at the accent. Let's look at the, wow. Okay. Remember when he was flying up to the to meet the Chitauri, and he's seeing some sleds coming at him. This part, the shoulder part, where you have mini missiles coming out and just mini rockets firing at them. He was locking onto them with his heads-up display, and each individual small rocket destroyed an enemy. Pretty cool. I hope. I mean, asking for too much for a toy that's just this much is that it could have opened up and showed some accents, but it's probably for the best. So let's look at the head. This one has a better head tilt, but it's a little bit loose. Head tilt. It looks down more. Okay. Head rotation. Pretty anatomically correct. Look at the shoulders. Oh, look at those shoulders. Look at those shoulders. Okay. See? No, it's fully attached. It doesn't have that hinge to it. Okay. Pretty sturdy shoulders. Limiting. It kind of... See, oh. Okay. Not bad. It's not broken. It just popped out. Okay, we got it back in. It's probably too tight because it's been in the box for a while. It's stuck. So the shoulders have a little bit of give, okay? And this one has very little shoulder armor. So you can only push it down, and then it doesn't go full 90, okay? Doesn't go full 90. Same for this one. Just goes that far because of the shoulder armor. Because of the shoulder armor. Okay, but it extends out. It extends out. Elbows. Elbow is double jointed as before. Okay. Wrist, same thing. Twist, twist, twist. A little bit of a bend, but not too much. Okay. Waist. No waist movement. ZDToys as per normal, but it has a little bit of the ab crunch, so it twists at the torso. Legs. Doesn't go full 90. That's normal because it's wearing an armor. Forward, limited by this. It hits the front part of the groin area, so the upper leg kind of just bumps into this one. Back also limited, but it can show you a smooth flying motion, a flying pose. Knees, double jointed. Knees are double jointed. Joint 1, joint 2. 1, 2. Okay. The foot also limited by the kind of like a boot protector. So it's the armor that's really reducing the mobility of the toy. Okay. Let's look at colors. Wow, there's a lot of gold here. There's a lot of gold. Gold on the biceps. The faceplate, mostly gold. You've got gold. This is a very clear addition to the armor. When you have, I think these are weapon pods. Okay, it was added because they were facing a bigger enemy. They needed more. Tony Stark needed more ammo. Okay, so again, built like a tank. More weapons attachments, more additional areas where you can store weapons or ammunition. But if you would recall, we started with the Mark II, the back flap. Okay, where it allows him to be controlled in flight. The other one, the Mark VI, when you open the back flap, you'd see the inner workings of the armor. You see the inner mechanisms. This one is like the back flap is on top of the armor. So it's a full armor with the back flap. So the flying surfaces, the flight control surfaces, are no longer part of the armor, but they're on top of the armor. So it adds a little bit more protection. It makes Iron Man more durable when flying into battle. Okay? So, just seeing him in the front, it's just, wow. Even the gauntlets are a bit sturdier. Okay? So, let's do a review. First impression. More durable. Looks more durable, more how do you call this? More battle ready than the others that were more defensive. This is more offensive in terms of its built. It's got chunkier metal, chunkier armor. It goes into attack and it can last through the battle without sacrificing weapon storage. So first impression, I mean, I want to rewatch the Avengers movie just by seeing this figure. Although that first impression was a little bit tainted when the shoulder, when the whole arm came off, but to be able to put it back easily is a plus. So I'd give it a 3 out of 5. The shoulder popping just almost it gave me a scare. Playability. With all of these other attachments, it would be nice to put him through the motions, put him through different poses, but there's a very distinct sense of individuality for the Mark VII compared to the other Iron Man armors that we've reviewed. So playability is still a 3. You know, very limited in terms of the poses, in terms of the action that he can get into, but still pretty cool. Okay, desk and shelf appeal. That's where it goes up. It's a 3.5. It's a 4. Sorry, it's a 4 because it has clear difference to the others, and it's not like the Mark II and the Mark III where the mold was the same, just the color, the paint job was different. This one is a totally different figure. It's a totally different figure. It's not mold on top of mold. It's a different mold. So desk appeal is 4 for me. In terms of loyalty to the source material, it's still a 4 for me. No, it's a 5 for me because it's, again, I want to rewatch the Avengers movie just because of this. Total toy review, total toy appeal, give it a 3.5. Yeah, that's being fair. I give it a 3.5. Again, just that shoulder popping out was scary. Price point, I'm sorry, before we go into total toy score, let's do the price point. As per usual, it's a 4.5 for the ZDToys, just because they're not as expensive as the others. You can get this for about 1,000. Before, you could get this for about 1,200. Now you can get them for about 1,700 at your local toy store. So it's the same price point as your Marvel Legends, but it's Iron Man. So for one character, you have so many different variations. And even just through the MCU, there's so many armors to choose from, so many armors to collect. So if you're talking about playability in terms of collectability, then this one goes up to maybe a 4. But the 3.5 is only fair. Overall toy review, this is a 4 for me. Because it's a distinct armor, it's not a rehash, it's not a repaint, it's not a remold. It's a totally unique suit of armor that is loyal to the source material, that is also really, really just striking. Way it stands on my desk. I want to put this on my desk somewhere in the office and just look at it when I'm bored or something. Really, really nice. The red is muted. It's not loud, shiny red. It's muted. Like it's really going into battle. So I'm really satisfied with this figure. I'm glad that we end the MCU Phase One series on a very high note with the Mark 7. The next episodes we'll be featuring another Iron Man armor, probably the last for the next few episodes, because we're going to be ending it, capping it off with the amazing Yamaguchi Revoltech Iron Man Bleeding Edge armor. So that's next. But overall, Mark 1 to Mark 7, ZDToys, just it's a good level to be at as far as toy collections are concerned. You know, if you want to keep it in your collection, if you want to sell them, if you want to just display them in the box, outside of the box, very good. If you're an Iron Man nut. So with that, we thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit like, hit subscribe, follow us on TikTok, follow us on Facebook. Click on that bell button to get notified for future content. This is Superhero Saturdays, and every Saturdays we'll be featuring superheroes from the Marvel and the DC universe and others in between. Thank you for watching. Always remember, toys are not just cool, they're totally cool, so happy collecting.